A friend asked me today how I was feeling about Father's Day, with this being the first Father's Day since Dad died. And, it made me think for a moment that I probably am not. I don't know. The way I deal with death and things like that is probably different than most people, I think, in that I don't tend to dwell on it. I don't tend to, I understand death's a natural part of life, so I don't tend to spend a lot of time thinking about it. It is what it is. And as much as I hate that fucking saying, it is the literal truth. Um, I miss my dad, but I'm not sitting around um, ruminating over it. Um, I'll make a post. This is my post, actually. This is going to be my post. I'll put some text with it when I make it on Facebook. I miss my dad. I love my dad, but my dad also wasn't the kind of person who would have sit around like this. Um, I think my mom and I have had that discussion that as I've gotten older, I have found that I'm a lot more like my dad than I probably thought, or maybe in a lot of cases probably wanted to be. Um, that like this has kind of shown a lot of the similarities that we have between us, and I love the way that my dad looked at certain things, and there were things I wanted to punch him in the fucking mouth about. And that was the thing with us. He knew. He knew. We didn't shy away from those things. We just didn't when we could avoid it. And so, um, and there were things about me that Dad would rather have me just shut my fucking mouth and not talk about. Um, and we had those conversations at times when they needed to happen. And that's what I will say in this is that whether I agreed with the man on a lot of his thinking, which, like I said, we came to a lot of things through the same framework of thought. And in that regard, we were a lot more alike than I think either of us might want to admit. Um, but we had different inputs into that framework of thoughts. So we came to different conclusions of things. Um, but we respected each other. And that's the best thing I can say. That's the one thing that I will say. I did not always agree with my dad. Like vehemently opposed in certain opinions on things, but I respect the fact that the man came to those things in the same way that I come to things. Like I said, we just had different inputs at the points along the path that made us come to those decisions. And I think that had he uh, had the life that he gave me, we probably would be more aligned in how we think about things. I think if we had had similar inputs into that framework of thought, he and I probably would have been much more aligned on things. Um, and like I said, I love my dad. I do. I respected him. Didn't always agree with him. He didn't always agree with me, but he loved and respected me. And those were things that we got to talk about. And as I make this video, that's one of the things that I want to say is like with my dad's death, I had time to sit and talk to the man about the things that we had been through in our lives, the things that we had gone through together, the things he went through, the things I went through. And I had time to get closure with my dad before he died, before he got to a point where he couldn't talk, where he couldn't express himself. I had time to talk to him. And because of that, I don't feel like I didn't get to say what I needed to say. I don't have any of those niggling doubts in the back of my head going, you could have done this, or you should have said this, or you should have done that. I didn't. I did say what I need to say. I don't have those feelings. I don't have that doubt about Dad knowing how I felt about him. I don't have anything that was left unsaid. And because of that, I don't have that overwhelming sadness. And that's not to say that I don't feel sadness about it. Of course I feel sad my dad is gone. I also feel relieved that my dad is gone because of the pain that he was in when he died. And I am grateful that that is over for him because it isn't about me. It was never about me. It was about him. I loved him. I still do. I'm glad that he's done with all that pain and shit that he was going through, and I'm glad that he has moved on. Now, understand when I say moved on, Dad's gone. He's dead. Dad agreed. Dad felt the same way I do about death. He was an atheist. He didn't believe in the afterlife. He didn't believe in any of it. And so he and I were on the same page there. That was one thing that we did agree on. So I think that helps too. Not not worrying about an afterlife, not knowing any of that, not believing in any of that stuff helps me understand that, there's nothing to continue to pine about. There's nothing to continue. He's gone. And so move on with your life. That's where you're at. Um, so I love you, Dad. Not that I think you're out there in the universe doing anything, because that's not how I believe. But that doesn't mean I can't tell you. Whether you're there to hear it or not doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's the fact that I still do. And I am glad that you were my father. I'm glad for the things that you taught me, good and bad, good and bad. And I'm glad that I was able to make you proud of me. I wish there were certain things I wish I could have done a little better here and there. Uh, but I know you were proud of me. You told me so. So I was proud of you for being the man you were and the dad that you were. That's it. That's all I got to say about Father's Day. I have my own kids now. I'm dad for them. And tomorrow is mostly another day in my mind because I am a dad every day. I'm a dad every day, whether the kids are here or not. You know, their needs are always in my mind. So to my friends who are dads, happy Father's Day. Go keep being good dads. That's it. That's the whole message, man. Be a person your kids can love and respect. Even if you fuck up, admit it and move on. That's what I fuck up plenty. I fuck up plenty. So do your best. Happy Father's Day and I love y'all.